right, folks, a good morning to you. It's a Thursday, January the 3rd, 2019. It tells me it's 10th day of Christmas. In 2 days, Christmas would be behind us. And then we can face the new year, which begins with elections and so on. So electioneering is on this morning, and the campaign trail hots up. Indeed, every big political campaign expectedly rewrites the rules, and that is devising a new way to win. And this gives the politician and his party a comparative advantage against his co-contestants. In a peculiar jurisdiction, two distinct elements shape election outcomes: incumbency and the godfather-godmother factors. In Ogun State, the race to Mosan Government House in Abeokuta hots up. In the Chief Obasanjo, Olusegun Obasanjo environment, there's the talk of the Yewa Awori's unwritten entitlement to the plum job. But how trite is this? This morning, let's meet and greet Yewa Awori's son. He is Prince Boyega Isiaka of the African Democratic Congress, ADC. I greet you. Happy New Year to you.
Well, Happy New Year too, and Happy New Year as viewers at home.
As a chartered accountant and a fellow of ICANN, I imagine you would have been okay, you know, with your job. So why gone for the plum job?
Well, it is because I got into it in 2004 when I was given an opportunity to serve in the government of the last immediate administration led by Otumba Menga Daniel. As at that time, my whole idea was just to take a leave of absence and participate in the governance. But of course, on getting into it, then I headed the investment management company of Ogun State, known as Gateway Holdings. But on getting to it, I realized a lot more than ever before the importance of governance and good governance in the life of an average person, particularly in our climate, in this part of the world. And I feel that if some of us that feel that we have what it takes to do it, that we feel that we have the heart to do it, that we have had the knowledge and capacity to do it, if you keep running away from it because of the dirtiness of politics, then we will not be...
Is it dirty?
Oh, it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everywhere. Even President Obama described it as a hard-knuckle game in one of his books. So it is and everywhere. And
clean people deliberately go into dirty businesses
that is the
of
question.
Politics in this case.
That is the question. That's what I was trying to build up.
Yeah.
That it is because of the importance of it, of governance. Democracy, we have all realized, or at least I believe, and I know majority believe, it is still the best form of government. And democracy must be led. It must be led by somebody. The issue now is that because of all of those dirtiness that we are talking about, is it right for you and I that believe that we have what it takes to make it better, to run away from it? If we do, we are just postponing the devil's day.
Is it an easy job?
It is not.
Okay.
It is not, but nothing good comes easy. And you see, in this world, there must also be something that we are known for. So if what you are known for is to go through a rough road in order for you to make a mark to humanity, to be able to say, okay, during this time I was able to do this. Even if whatever it takes and you want to do it, so be it. There are some people that have all of these things we are doing now. We are sitting down here, the whole world is looking at us. Somebody thought about it. If those guys have not thought about it, maybe there will not be television, there will not be TVC today. So that you have an opportunity to be in this life, to be in this world, there must be something else that you also want to contribute. And I think that if it is through this, that we are going to make the next generation better, so be it.
Yeah, Prince, after a near unbroken 20 years of democracy, are you able to see and appreciate the corrupting effect of deliberate propaganda during electioneering and driven by fake news and all that? Well,
it is all part of what we call the dirtiness. It's not the best of it. It's not good. I like to look at issues. Even if you want to take up opposition, it's better you take it up on issues, on things that relates to what you want to go and come and do. But fake news is not the best of it. We've been having it around. And I don't support that. Where I play, Ogun State, you can ask about my politics and the way my politics. I don't get into personal grudges. We can differ on issues, and then we will sit down and talk about it. I can share my cause, because we differ on issues. But it's not because of fakeness or fake news. So it is not the best of it. And the more we get rid of those things in our system, the better. It is not good for our politics. I mean, yes, when 2, 3 people are fighting for one seat, they are bound to be hard knuckles. They are bound to be brickbat. They are bound to be issues. But those things will be based on real issues that relates to what people want to hear.
Is that what we mean by the politician is driven by interest? So it's the interest that's throwing up these things.
Yes, even when we are driven by interest. My point is that the interest is that you want an office, you want to run a state, you want to run a country. That is the interest, and towards that, they also say that there's a permanent friend and permanent enemy. Yes, because politics is about people, election is about people, and therefore along the line as we are going, even someone that you probably have some issues in the past, you can make it up because you have a common interest, which is that for this election, this is what you want to do. But what I'm saying today is that even in the midst of all of that, there must still be a minimum level of performance, a minimum level of behavior that is normal, that is not out of this world, which is now begin to bring fake news and fake information and all of that into it. I detest that.
Attempting to bring down the opponent.
The opponent, exactly. Yeah. That is not the way to go. And those are the things that I think that some of us, including yourself and some other people, is because it's not good to just say that, hey, it is dirty. Those people, this is the way they behave. Politicians will always tell lies. They would not. And yet, those people that feel that they won't tell lies will continue to run away from it.
Now, when politicians campaign for big offices like, say, the governor, they promise the sea. They promise to deliver the sea. You are making promises.
Yes.
What are you promising them? That will be different from the other things we've had.
I think the greatest thing I'm promising them that will be different is a good heart. A heart with the people. And a heart of sincerity. Because what makes the difference between a good person and a bad person? I say it always, a good governor, a bad governor, a good president, a bad president. It's not necessarily what you have in your brain. It is the kind of heart you have. It is what is the history? What do you know about the person? How open has his life been? What can you say about even his life? If you have run a shady life, a shady history of your personal life, and you cannot even give a good account of how you have run your life, there's every tendency that you won't rot off office very well. So the first thing I offer is a good heart, and I've been in the state for so long. I was in government for 8 years, and since I contested in 2011, I contested in 2015. So by now, the people of Ogun State are able to draw some graph about how one can perform. So if you ask me, yes, I have programs, I have all of that, but the main difference, the main thing that I offer is that my life is an open book. Everybody knows everything that I have done from beginning to the end. I have been with the people for a long time. What I will not do, I will not promise it. What I'm able to do, I'll be able to say it. And my interest in the people, I am interested and passionate to be able to make a difference in Ogun State and to make Ogun State greater. I think that is the main thing. But if you want to know the program, I can talk about that. Yeah.
Any good team, any bad team is as good as a captain.
Yes.
You might be a good man, but your teammates are not.
Well, it is also for the leader to be able to know, yes, in this game, you have to manage the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it is now for you to be able to look at the team where you see, and again, it's also the way you behave, the leader also dictates what happens with the followership, even where a followership is very bad, but if he knows that, look, there's a minimum level that the leader will not take, it was also likely to reduce the extent of his of that. So it is about also giving a good example and also be able to know clearly what needs to be done and what does not need to be done. I do not have a problem with that. That is also even in the private sector. That is everywhere. In the private sector, the MD of a typical bank cannot tell me that everybody that is in there, how good?
Or bad.
Or they are good or they are bad. So it is for the system to be able to detect who are those bad ones, and when they get them, they do the right thing.
Yeah, Princess Yaka, a bank is an entity, but let's look at political office. You are there as governor. Trying to be your own man is a big problem. What do I mean? One big man donates all the campaign funds, and you cannot be your own man.
My brother,
But you appreciate it.
It's a point, but I, as a person, have gone past that.
Gone past?
Yes, gone past.
Having a godfather?
What you are describing.
Yes.
Yes, I've gone past that. I started this game in 2011. In 2011, the people of Ogun State knows the history. I was the product of a system then led by Otuba Benga Daniel. And, I was to take over from government. Oh, of course, everything was provided. The structure that we used to run, everything. When we had problem with our party, we move on into another one. PPN. We ran with PPN because that was the directive of the structure.
But that's a sore point here. You are not satisfied with your platform.
Yes.
You want to jump ship.
Yes.
Must you jump ship?
You see, the problem, the problem in my own case is this, and I mentioned it the other time. The fact that I like this edifice, beautiful edifice, nice, fine, does not mean that I should stay in it, even when I see that it's going to collapse the next day. The problem I have is that the party that I was using then, the PDP, even as we speak, 6 weeks to the first election, we don't even know who the candidates are. They are in court. And they've been in court since that time.
Talk about your party. Leave them. Yeah.
No, because you ask. So I needed to take a decision.
Yeah.
And what I did was that in 2015, after the election, I took a position that, look, I need to reset my politics. And I reset my politics by setting up a movement. I call it the Believe Movement. We set rules, guidelines, and all of that. And we ran it for 1.5 years. So it was at the end of running it that we now said, okay, now we want to do politics, which is the platform that we feel can give us what we want in terms of even standard rules, peace. Because the most peaceful party today in Ogun State is my party.
The most
peaceful.
Okay.
All the other ones are in one crisis or the other. And I needed to run with that. I ran in 2011, I ran in 2015. The major characteristic that defined the two runnings was crisis in the platform.
Okay.
So I needed to take a position. And I told myself that, look, I am not in this game to begin to run from one court to the other, to begin to wait for when judgment will be given, whether it will favor me or doesn't favor me. I want to serve the people. And if I want to serve the people, I must be able to make up my mind what I wanted to do. And I completely reset what I did. And I started off. So as it is now, yes, I have mentors, I have leaders, I have people I defer to, but I am on top of my game.
All right.
I know exactly what I want to do, and I'm running.
We wish you Godspeed. Let's talk about the troika that runs through many states. I'm Akwa Ibom. In my Akwa Ibom, we have the Ibibio, the largest. We have the Anang, and then we have the Eket Ibono. In your Ogun State, you have Egba Egbado, Ijebu, Remo, and Yewa Awori. So I'm talking about this turn-by-turn politics. Is it healthy?
Well, it is only fair. It is only fair for all the areas, all the composition of components, all the components of a state or a country to have a shot at the governorship or at leadership. It's only fair.
Whether the candidate from a particular environment is not fit for the job.
Well, the fact of the matter is that
is that a question of definition?
The fact of the matter is that in my state, there is no part of the state that doesn't have the right quality of people to run. There's no point. For instance, I have said it a few times, and I will also repeat it here now. I am not running for governorship of Ogun State in 2019 because of equity issue. Okay. It's because of my capacity and what I want to do. Oh, the equity issue is very important. The fact that my part of the state has not had the opportunity is an added advantage. It's a clear added advantage. Because the fact of the matter is that state today is going to be 43 in February next month. And a particular section of the state has not had an opportunity to govern the state. And it's reflected in all that happen around. But that does not mean that we should now go and begin to go and wake up somebody and say, oh yeah, come and run, because what do you have to offer? I can stand up against anybody that wants to run from any part of the state because I've done my homework. I know that state today more than anybody that wants to run for governor of Ogun State today, because I've been around there for some time. And I didn't just, I've not just been woken up by somebody and say, oh yeah, come, it's your turn, come and run. Or it is you I want to support, come and run. I told you my history. I told you that 2015 I had to stop and reflect and reset. And that is where I am.
Okay.
So it is not, so the point is that it's the fact of the matter that we should give everybody the opportunity. I think it's even only fair on those other sides.
At the end of the day, it's about the people. The people will vote, not your part of the state.
Oh, of course now.
And democracy is about numbers.
That is
do you have the number?
I do. I mean, that is why I say, you hear what I say, that I'm doing this because of my capacity. If I'm doing it because of where I come from, that is what will have been important. You asked me the question, what is the major thing you're offering? I probably will have told you what I'm offering is because I'm from here. I didn't say that. I told you all the things I'm offering because as far as I'm concerned, my objective, my goal is that come May 29, 2019, I want to become the number one citizen of Ogun State. To be able to look at the nooks and crannies from everywhere, from Waterside in the state to Imekwafo, to Ipokea, to Ijebu Waters, everywhere. To be able to see where are the potentials, what do we have, how can we make our state greater. Those are my objectives. And it's not tied to where I come from. It's tied to who I am. But where I come from is, of course, an advantage.
Let's quickly talk about billboard bashing. Some states complain about it's either the ruling party bashing their billboards or the other way around. In your state?
We are also having it in my state.
Okay.
And if you go to my state now, you will see it's only one billboard, and only one billboard you see all over the place, of one party. And this party came into existence not quite 4 weeks. So, and some of us that have been there, even older parties than mine that have been there, the question you'll be getting from the agency of government that is responsible for giving approval and all of that is that letters did not come early. When they wrote the letter, they should come. They should come for inspection. They should come for this. They should come for that. They are now telling us that a party that came out of existence because of some internal wranglings within a platform that came into existence some 4 weeks ago is the one that now has all the approvals and everything that they want. That is the only party, is one party that has it.
It brings to the fore the element of incumbency. I talked about it.
Yes.
It's at play here.
Yes.
Won't you say?
Is
that healthy for our politics?
My dear brother, it's not healthy. But you see, it doesn't work.
Okay, if you become governor, you become an incumbent.
Yes.
You think you won't bear your fangs?
No, I won't. Okay. But you see, because it doesn't work. The man that is there now, that will be living in another 4 or 5 months, okay? And by the grace of God, that will be handing over to me in another 4 or 5 months. The man that is there now...
You are campaining here?
No, sorry, no. Go on. I'm not campaigning. We're just talking. So the man that is there now wasn't an incumbent, both at the state and the national, when he won the elections. He wasn't an incumbent. Another party was at the national. Another party was at the state. Yet he won. So I'm actually not moved by all of those things. Oh, fine. People will be asking questions. We have to do it because people will be asking questions. Why is it not there? Why is it not there? But I think people are not going to know that this is the reason. So I'm not particularly bothered. Okay. But the fact of the matter is that it's not fair. It's not good for our politics. It is not. And all of us must stand up to condemn it.
Level
exactly.
For everybody.
Yes. And all of us must be able to condemn it. It is not fair. I mean, in this particular case of our state, they remove billboard, even the A-boards, they removed even posters, they do everything. When you tell them, they will tell you that, okay, bring a letter. We went there to submit the letter. They said, okay, they will come and inspect. They are doing all of that. Election is 6 weeks away. They've fixed another date for inspection now for tomorrow. And the question we keep casting is that this platform that just came into being in the States 4 weeks ago, when did they write his own letter? When did you do the inspection? That you now have the thing all over the place. But really, I think, as far as I'm concerned, it's just changing shadows. I think people know what they want to do.
When you hear that our peculiar democracy is nascent, you are wondering how long more must we remain in the classroom? Are we learning? Politicians, are they learning? Are they forgetting anything? Would you say?
Well, the learning can be faster. The learning can clearly be faster. I think that, yes, we cannot compare ourselves with democracies that have been there for decades. there are certain things we should have overcome by now. For instance, this one we are talking about. I think we should have overcome this kind of things by now. And again, my issue again is for a lot more people to be interested. Even yesterday we were reviewing registered voters. I mean, the past elections, the number of percentage of people that come out to vote, and we discovered that even our people to even participate in election, in coming out to vote, is quite low. And I think that we cannot continue to be nascent for this long.
Okay.
Yes, we are not as old as some other people, but I think.
But it doesn't say we must wait 200 or 300 years.
Exactly.
No.
I think we should have. Even if there are certain things we should have gone past that we should not be reflected again. For instance, all this billboard and all of those things. I mean, this is election period. Some people have gone into INEC. They've already been identified. I mean, they've already been satisfied to go and campaign for elections. I think it should just be free for people to campaign.
We'll get to talk about the umpire, but briefly, if you can, in a matter of seconds, is there any such thing as a right man in the wrong party and the other way around?
Right man in the wrong party.
And the wrong party shooting up the right man?
Well, some parties will clearly give some advantage, okay? There's no doubt about that. Some parties, by virtue of their size, they would definitely confer an advantage. There's no doubt about that. But it is now left for the candidates that want to run an election to also identify what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, and then develop strategies to meet up with those. Did
your party, the ADC, sign the peace agreement?
At the national level?
Yeah, at the national level.
Which
permeates
down. To the, yes, they did. Because we did.
Which is saying you are ready to abide by the outcome?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it takes us to the umpire. Are you trusting enough of the current INEC to deliver?
Well, I will just say that I do not have a choice but to believe them, but I want them to be more open. I want them to be more transparent. I want them to be more fair on all concern. In my state today, there are one or two platforms that they have not even started anything at all, and yet their followers, including some big guns among them, both around the state, that they are going to write, they are going to this, they are going to be declared, they are going to be. I'm even citing examples of what happened.
But that has nothing to do with the INEC.
But
you couldn't say it has a direct.
Yes, but you see, it's going to be difficult for anybody for those kind of things. I pray it doesn't happen. It's not as if I'm believing those people, because I just believe they are fooling themselves. It cannot work. It will not work.
So extricate the INEC, the umpire from it.
Yes. But you see, when you begin to hear that, the feeling is that it's going to be difficult for anybody to execute those kind of plans without some agencies of government being part of it.
When you knock the INEC, don't you think you should also knock some politicians who are peculiar in a characteristically?
I agree with you.
So the politician is perhaps for us here, the palaver we are having. Many of us politicians, many of you politicians are bad losers, and they are worse winners. When you win, you shut the window out. How receptive of the opposition would you be should you nick the office?
I mentioned that. I'll be very receptive. In the first instance, like I said, it's not as if I didn't knock because you used that word.
No. I'm using it.
You're just generally. Okay, fine. Definitely, my kind of person, like I said, is someone that truly wants to offer a service. And I believe that you cannot begin to, there's a limit to which you want to run around or begin to run down people or run down institutions because you want to serve the people you want to serve. That is my own principle about life, and that's why I think I can be regarded as one of the most peaceful politicians around in terms of the way I approach my things. You will hardly see me, even now that we are in opposition, even now that we are running against an incumbent, you hardly see me going personal. No, I have never done it. And then you hardly see me talking about a person not based on an issue. I know I don't do it. And I mean, I just told you what I had to do when I discovered that. If I have done all of that as a candidate running for office, I want to assure you and assure my listeners that
how much accommodation would you say you have in your Ogun State vis-a-vis the state publicity organs, radio, TV, newspaper? Are you getting a fair deal?
Yes, I run my advert on Ogun Radio. Although we pay the normal fee.
But you must pay.
Yeah, I'm saying yes. So I run my advert on Ogun Radio. Well, I don't know what others do, so I'm just talking of my own. So let it not be that I run it. Let it not be that I run it free. So I run my advert on radio, but then the signages is there. Doing what I'm doing. You hardly can see any of our billboards all over the. I mean,
you don't have them. Have you produced them?
We produced them. They went and packed them over the middle of the night and dropped them in one canal. It was in the TV. We show it all over the place. They went and packed them and dropped them in one canal under the guise that we didn't write letter, we didn't do this, and we've been there several times. We wrote letters. After getting the letter after about 3 or 4 attempts going there, they now said they're coming to inspect. So, and I said, look, how long will that take you? We only have 6 weeks left for all of these things we are talking about. And yet, somebody that just came, the plan that just came, less than 4 weeks ago, is now the one that has done the letter, they've done the approval,
I guess
they've done all of those.
We passed that train station. We agree. Incumbency is a factor, even though not right.
Yes.
You know, at this point, I cannot but share the quotation credited to the father of modern China, the late Mao Zedong. He said, whereas war is politics with bloodshed, politics is war without bloodshed. Are you ready for it?
Well, I've been in it in the last 10 years, 15 years. If I am not ready for it, I won't run the first time, come back the second time, and then come back the third time, even when everybody around feels that, look, the platform we are running is this, the resources is that, this is that. But today, this is state. So if I'm not ready for it, I won't. I am. Because, yes, it's not going to take away anybody by the grace of God, but we are ready to put everything into it because we believe that it's for a good cause.
So you are in it. So you appreciate that in politics, nothing happens by accident. If it so happens, you must be sure it was designed so to be. Nothing happens by accident in politics.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I didn't get that.
If anything seems to be going wrong in politics,
yes,
it was designed to be so.
Okay.
Politicians are very peculiar people, putting the last thing first. You are in the game.
Yes.
It's a game of the impossible.
Yes.
And you tell the electorate it is possible to do this, and you go out to do anything to achieve it. Now, what is your attitude towards religious, let's say prophets of every hue, prophesying that a particular party, a particular candidate will win? Is that politics?
Whoever relies...
Do you really understand what I mean?
I do. Whoever relies on that, or whoever relies on those prophetic sayings to determine all that is going to do, well, I will leave the person to his decision. But for me, yes, God Almighty is the one that put somebody on a seat. I believe very much in that, and I pray to my God. I set my goal, I set my strategies, I look at what are the things I need to do, okay, and I face it and I do it squarely to the best of my ability and everything, and then I pray to God. So
for you, you go by the Constitution that says the state and religion must be separate, right?
Definitely.
Okay, we'll take this break, folks, and come back. Don't forget, my guest is Prince Gboyega Isiaka, governorship candidate of the ADC, the African Democratic Congress. We'll be back after this break. Okay then, welcome back. And the campaign trail hots up. The trail takes us to Ogun State this morning, where we share the platform with the governorship candidate of the ADC, African Democratic Congress, Prince Boyega Isiaka. Prince, let's expand the logic some more. The state and religion. The Constitution 1999, as amended, recommends that there shall be no state religion. But in almost every state of this country, you either have a mosque or a church at government house. Is that proper?
I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, those are the two main religions around us. But of course, if there is a particular location, a particular state, a community that has something else, I mean, the state can as well find a way to provide for that. But we believe in all that we do. In most of our programs as a people, we often start with prayers. We believe in the power of God. As a human being, as a person, you will do everything that you do. I believe that I will do everything that I need to do, but I think
Prince, but your faith is a private thing.
Yes.
But before we continue with that, there's a Lawrence at Magboro in your native Ogun State.
Yes.
Lawrence, I greet you. Welcome.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
I welcome your guest, the ADC Nigerian candidate. Watching him from television, unfortunately, I've took light. But I see him as a calm and very good man. But the challenges is that there's a confusion there. His party has formed alliance at the national with the PDP, and he's running in Ogun State. I don't know how you will confuse those people that will put forth in president, that they will change their mind. That's number one. Number two, I want him to spell out the ADC political party manifesto on each of their plans that will be different from what the sitting government and the sitting party in Ogun State are doing. Because Ogun State is a potential state that if it is well managed, and it will be better for all of us.
Thank you.
All the border towns like Magboro, Ibafo, Mowe, Ojodu, Akute, they need a very deep attention that can bring economic prosperity for Ogun State. Thank you very much.
Yeah. First of all, the first sentiment he expressed
about
ADC going into an alliance.
That's at the national level.
Okay.
I mean, that's nothing to do
Does
with
not
us.
affect the state.
That's at national level. There is it's on the presidential level. I mean,
okay.
So that's
so as they say, nothing spoil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then on the other one, it's talking about the manifesto.
Yeah.
Well, we have a 7-point agenda, and you know, as a person.
Can you live through them?
Okay. The number one is education. We intend to pursue a very excellence in education, in all its ramifications, and that is increasing access and affordability to our people, because that's what we take as the main thing.
No, number two.
The number two is health. You know, I mean, and including in that is water and sanitation. Number three is job creation. Job creation, which also include providing access to the vulnerables in our society, which is the women, particularly the rural women. And then number three is agric and rural road. Sorry, number four rather is agric and rural road. And when we talk about it's agric and rural road, because the rural road and community road in our state are quite in a very bad state. So we intend to actually, you know, almost roll out a marshal.
But when you were there with the former governor, last but one governor, for 8 years, what did you do about arterial roads? Nothing? There
was an agency then. I was managing the investment company, but I know that then there was an agency called Ogroma, Ogun State Road Maintenance Agency, that was looking at all those arterial roads.
Were the roads in good or in good state?
You mean that time?
Yeah.
They were not 100%, but they were a lot better than what it is now.
Okay.
That is very viable. So
5, 6.
Yes, 6 is the border towns.
Okay.
And when we say the border towns, we mean all our local governments that borders Lagos. We believe that our economy is being suppressed by not less than 30-40%, by 40%, as a result of the poor infrastructure in those areas.
But Magboro people also pay tax to you.
Yes, I'm saying, yes.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that we intend, we have said that we are setting up an agency called Ogun Lagos Border Town Development Agency that looks at infrastructure development in those areas. And particularly, there are about 7 local governments that are so affected.
Okay.
Ipokia has a little bit of it. Ado-Dota has, if for local government, Shagam local government, Obafemi local government, Ogun Waterside, Ijebu East, yes.
We have a judge. Judge, please give me a second or two.
Yeah.
The current government is fixing things in that aspect, but not quite completed. Are you going to continue? Because that's a problem here.
Government is a continuum.
We hear that.
Yeah, government
on
is
paper,
a continuum. I have said it even before now, 2011. I did some papers all around the place that anybody can bring out now and say, look, this is what you said in writing, where I said that, look, you cannot cut out 8 years in the life of a government because you have now, you are just being insincere to the people, because you have to take over assets and liabilities, manage the assets, let them grow, and see how you can convert liabilities into assets. Those are the things you are supposed to do.
Let me quickly take Brother Judge here in Lagos. Judge, welcome.
Good morning, Citizen Jones, and good morning to your guest.
Yes, sir.
Citizen, the confusion that is going on in Ogun State, I would have, in my view, I would have preferred you bring a candidate from a party that is not embedded in this confusion. The gentleman in front of you says that the alliance at the national level between his party and PDP is not, it doesn't affect the states. How applicable is that one? When the PDP that has formed alliance with his party at the national center has crisis in Ogun State as well. Is the PDP not going to be sleeping for him to get his votes? So the question is, how is he going to wither through the confusion that is besetting the electorate? I see electorate in Ogun State getting confused. How is he, what strategy does he have to wither through the storm and meet people who are virtually confused now? Thank you.
Yeah, riding a political storm.
Let me answer that. You see, that anybody can only get confused in that if he doesn't want to listen to, if he doesn't understand what I say. So it's a responsibility for people to know.
But you appreciate his...
No, I don't particularly appreciate it. I don't think the issue is as
complex,
yes, as he's putting it.
Yeah.
People can form alliances anyhow. We have seen it before. Even the one they're talking about, the party that we are saying today has their emblem, their logo all over the place. It's also forming an alliance with another platform,
but
even there in the state.
We must explain quickly. Let's explain quickly.
Yeah.
An alliance is a lot different from a merger. There are two different
things.
Yeah.
It's not a merger. It's as far as presidential, what the CUPP thing says is that for the presidential election, there's an understanding among them. That doesn't affect the National Assembly elections that I want to have. It doesn't affect the governorship that's even coming up on a different date anyway.
It tells me you, Prince, when the presidential comes first, you are going to mobilize for your candidate at the presidential level. Right or wrong? That's what Judge is trying to allude to.
Well, we're going to ask our people on the basis of the agreement.
Yeah.
We're going to ask our people to vote for the presidential election. Yes, the president.
And then when it comes to the governorship, it is now your show.
It is only. The alliance does not extend into governorship election, and that's coming up on a different date.
At this point, you need to send the town crier to town.
We are doing more than that, my brother. We are doing more than that. Don't forget that we are on the road every day.
That is debriefing the voter, the elector.
Yes, we are doing more than that. We are doing a lot more than that. We know what it is. We've been on this thing for some time, and that's why I'm saying that I do not see any complexity here. It's been done before, and there are alliances happen. Even in internal elections, people can sit down and say that, look, this is what we want to do here. And the good thing is that Nigerian voters are now getting more enlightened and more, and they're being
we hope so.
Before. Yeah.
Kolade is in Mowe, Ogun State, but don't be surprised the calls are coming from that angle.
Yes.
Kolade, welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, sir, I greet you. Let's go. Kolade, you are on. Not quite ready for us. Not quite ready. Debriefing the people, very key at a point like this. because the opposition will want to use this against you. It's only traditional for politicians in Nigeria. Because as Napoleon Bonaparte said, if your opposition or your enemy is making a mistake, don't stop him.
That's right. But in this case, we are not making a mistake.
I never said so.
And that's what I'm saying now. I'm just trying to look at that, that quotation.
Okay.
In this case, we are not making a mistake. We have a clear picture of what we want to do, and we are implementing it. And like I said, this is not the first time it will happen.
But let's quickly go to those 7 local governments you talked about,
yes.
Which seem to be between and betwixt.
Yeah.
Many of them work in Lagos but live in Ogun State, and the other way around. How are you going to correct that? The roads infrastructure in the, Magboro, Mowe, and all that.
No, we just need to enhance the infrastructure in those areas, because that is the development pressure areas, the DPAs that we have in Ogun State. Because quite a number of people live in Lagos and stay in those areas, and we feel that if we don't deliberately, a little bit out of the norm, find a way to enhance the infrastructure in those areas, it will be like a disaster waiting to happen.
All
and
right.
we don't think, we also believe that in those areas, the economic potentials of those areas are being suppressed heavily by virtue of there. If you go to most of those places, you hardly will see public schools, you hardly will see public health centers, or even where you see it.
So it's as if they are
so
appendages.
inadequate. Exactly. Or if they are inadequate.
But you were there 8 years.
The roads are very, very, very bad.
They had been there since when you were in government.
Yes.
But let me take you to...
this is not about apportioning blame now.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not the blame game.
I'm not saying...
I'm saying you say government is a continuum.
Exactly.
You were there 8 years.
Exactly.
So nothing. You were not thinking in that area.
Yes.
But let me take you to Arochukwu. Don't ask me what in concern Arochukwu with.
Good morning, Mr. Jones. Good morning, our guest in the studio.
Yeah, he is Comrade Okorafo. Welcome, sir.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Jones, and our guest in the studio. Honestly, I want to say, some people will say that politics is not meant for the boys, it's meant for the men. And so I would say politics is a dirty game, but people are making fortune from the game of politics. Now, my question to our guest is this. What will you do to put food on the table of the people? Looking at the scenario, that the hunger level that is ravaging states, local government, communities. Now, when we tune television or radio, our concern will tell us that they will make sure everything works. But I want to find out, how will you put food on the table, your own roadmap? Thank you very much, and Happy New Year, Sir Jones, and to Oga Yuri and the rest. Thank you very much.
Many thanks, yeah.
It's a whole lot of things. Putting food on the table is also being able to enhance the capacity of the people so that they can think right. And that is in the area of education that we were talking about. Putting to people is also for the people to have the right health so that they can even be productive. And that is in the area of health. Putting food for people is in the area of job creation and providing access to facilities by the vulnerables, the women. That is in that regard. And their children. And it's also about the youth, vocational schools, and it's also about your policy. Even when you want to say you want to do any project, you want to do anything in the state, how do you make sure that it's inclusive and then be able to look at it? Putting food on the people is also about infrastructure and rural road.
Yeah.
So it's a whole gamut of things. It's also about agric.
Yeah.
The whole chain of agric that we have problems particularly in the area of storage. How do you come in there? How do you also make sure that you help people? So it's a whole lot of people. It is not, when you say people, it's not that government will stand up and now begin to dole out the people. It's for you to look at the whole thing. Where are we going? And then how do we get there? So it's a whole lot of things.
Specifically the youth, which many politicians employ as thugs. Yeah. How do you keep them away from it, from thugging? We'll come back to that. I have Aino also in Mowe. He's here. Good morning, Aino. Aino, welcome.
Aino Motayo from Redemption Camp.
First woman. Let's go, ma'am. Let's go. Go on. Sister Aino, let's go.
I think it's lost.
Hello.
Yeah, go on, ma'am. Go on.
Good morning.
Morning, we heard you.
I want to say good morning to you, Mr. Hussein, and to our next governor.
Here we go again.
The next governor. I want to say that we believe so much in him. We are waiting for him. Hello?
Ma'am, go on.
Okay. Okay, we are waiting for him. We believe so much in GNI. He's our next governor. And honestly, he's the best governor we can have. Very intelligent. First class brain. That is the best governor we're waiting for now.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
I trust you have your PVC.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I have my TVC. I'm ready to vote for our next governor.
All right.
GNI. Believe.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, at the end of the day, you get into office, you slam the door against her, if you see what I mean. When you nick the office, it's good night until the next election.
God forbid. God forbid. I have been on this for some time, and if I do not have a reason for it, I won't go through all of this. And so I mean, that's not correct. It
doesn't mean you. I am talking about our peculiar nature. Because our politics is winner takes all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's right. But you see, I'm the one on this seat now.
Yeah.
And even if other people are doing it, I have to be able to explain myself, so that doors should not be shut against people, because these are people that have hope. I mean, imagine, and I went in one of my campaigns recently. I won't forget that experience. I got there late, and I went, about 2-3 hours late, and I went through the people trying to appeal to them. This woman held me for almost a minute and was saying, please don't disappoint us. Even I was trying to beg her that, look, please don't be annoyed that I come in. She wasn't even talking about that. Please don't disappoint us. Please don't. So these are things that I have experienced since over a decade. I have been to all the nooks and crannies of the state, feeling these people. So I have a feel, because I have touched everybody and touched everywhere.
Prince, anything you tell me,
yes.
I believe.
Yes.
It's your word against mine.
Yes.
Okay. I have Kolade also in Mowe here. The Mowe people are here.
Well.
Good morning, Kolade.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Okay. This Kolade calling from Redemption Camp.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
I agree to my excellence, the next governor.
Good morning, Kolade.
Good morning.
Go on.
My governor, please. Sir?
Good morning.
People are looking to work. You are the people, choice are the president of Ogun State for now. Please, my advice for you is that, please, if you are elected as a governor, please make sure to at least do something that people will see. And people will say that this is what this man promised us. And to try and fulfill maybe one or two. That is the man you are looking up to. So I pray to God that God will give you the grace to fulfill your promise.
Yeah,
so,
it's just as well to hear
Thank you very much.
Sentiment like that, but dashed hopes, failed promises, and so on have characterized our politics over time. So one is expecting you to be the marked difference. But it's very odd to use an old map to chart a new course, which is saying what happened before now should be gone. When you make promises, people should hold you on those promises.
Yeah, I mean, that's why when I go out, I normally say that, look, a number of people have governed our state in the past. We give kudos and give credit to all of them. Everybody have put in what they consider to be their best, but that our state is greater, that our state had the capacity and the potential to be greater than the way it is. And that is what I offer. That is what I'm offering. That is what I want to offer. That is the hope I'm giving to the people. So we'll be able to do that. I listen to this kind of thing from time to time. I just described one. I mean, you said it is my word. It's my word against yours. No.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Quickly, I think I can rub this in. I hope it's not. Ahmed is in Igbesa. That's if I cry from Mowe.
Ahmed, yes. Ahmed, I mean,
Okay.
Igbesa is in Ado-Odota local government.
I hear it's in the Ado-Odo area.
Ado-Odota local
Okay.
government.
Ahmed, welcome.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah, I greet you.
Yeah, good morning, our next governor.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, please. Igbeta is in Ado-Odota local government, the most industrialized local government in Ogun State.
So you need nothing else.
The state of the road in that area is so bad, and we contribute a lot to the IGR of the state. From Agbada to Aton, from Lusada to Ado, there's no road. Please promise us, what can you do in that regard for the people of Ado-Odota local government that is contributing large resources, large revenue to Ogun State? Thank you. You are the next governor, we believe.
But you must vote him in. It's very key. Yeah.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you very much. The good thing is that I know all these places he's talking about. I was there to make a presentation to the community some time ago where I demonstrated and I showed them all of this. And that area also falling within the Lagos border town area that we mentioned. It is true. The roads in that part of the state is probably the worst that we have in the state. And that is a major industrial area for the state that needs a lot of attention. So it is very, very, very correct. From Igbesa to Lusada to Ado, all of those areas, they are just in a very bad, very bad state.
Does it not give you a sneaky feeling that politicians are not localized now, are territorial beings? If your part of the state is in government, you face that part. Let the other man, when he comes. Politicians here seem to be territorial.
That is very bad. That is very bad. And I want to say this again. It is God that puts somebody on the seat. I believe in that.
The people elected.
The people elected, yes, but
leave this God thing.
Let's
go
belief.
practical.
No, it's my belief. No, let me build my argument.
Okay.
Let me build my argument.
All right.
That is my conviction. That's my conviction. I'm not
on election morning, it is people like these folks who call you. They are the ones to vote for you.
My brother, I don't think there's anybody in that state today that wants to govern that state today that have gone around the state, even in this election, more than I do. So it's not as if I'm saying that and I'm not working hard.
Yeah.
I'm on the road every time.
That's it. That's what I want.
I am on the road every time. But what I'm saying is that if we get the opportunity to now begin to say you want to concentrate on one area and leave out an area, then you are not being fair to the people and also being fair to God. That's the point I'm making.
I
also don't want a situation where our state is defined.
This show is about the viewer.
Yes.
Olusegun is taking us back to
somebody is coming. Okay.
Yeah. Olusegun, welcome.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, go on, sir.
Okay, my name is Olusegun. I'm calling from Mowe in the redemption axis of Ogun State. I'd like to speak with Prince
Isiaka. Go on.
Yeah, I'd like to speak with Prince Boyega Nasir Isiaka.
Isiaka,
He's the next governor. I'd like to ask him this question. What are his plans for those of us that came from Lagos and we are now living in this axis of Mowe? We have been neglected for years. A little drop of water is enough to cause confusion on this road, and we will not be able to go do our business either in Lagos or come back to our home in Lagos. What is he going to do for us, especially in these axes, to make life better? We believe in him because his appearance, his utterance reflects somebody that we can believe, we can trust. So we need him to expatiate on these aspects.
All right.
Because as I am looking at him...
Thank you. We got you first time. Prince, as you answer him, you begin to take it from the top and wind up. Let's go.
Well, I have said that. Thank you very much. All those places he's describing are things that I've experienced. I was in Wawa, even at the peak of the rain, and we walk around. I put on a rainboat, and we walk around the whole place. In Mowe, so I know what he's saying. And I said, I have made a lot of presentations, and all of that is put on is included under what we call the rapid development of the Ogun, Lagos border town areas. Because I also believe very strongly, and I've said that many times, that as a state, our GDP is being suppressed a lot because of the development in those areas. Because we are so close to Lagos. Lagos doesn't have anywhere to expand as such, but into that area. So we need to at least be able to give some minimal level of infrastructure. So we're going to see to all of some of those. Yes, it is not as if one is promising that
quickly,
all of yes.
This has nothing to do with any boundary adjustment palaver. No.
No.
Okay, go on.
It is that where it is my place, let me put it well. So that even if we are working in Lagos, I want to live there. Let us at least be able to achieve minimal level of comfort, so that you can at least pay what is due to government and also be able to live a comfortable life. I mean, Alausa is Magodo is probably less than 15 minutes away from where all this is talking about. But look at the difference between Magodo in terms of quality of life and in those areas. And we believe that even the value of properties, the value of land, the value of investment in these areas can be greatly enhanced. So our plan is to actually go out of the norm to see how we can enhance the value. So I've forgotten his name. I want to assure you that that is part of our plan. For us to put it as one of our 7 points means that it's very important to us.
All right. We cannot but wish you Godspeed and wish you well.
Thank you,
Prince Boyega Isiaka of the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Wish you well, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks. That will just about do it. As I told you, 10th day of Christmas, 2 days Christmas will be behind us, and then we can face the future. The next most important thing will be the general election from February, and politicians will come to your doorstep. Ask probing questions. Record them if possible, because you may use it tomorrow against or for them. I'm out of here. There's another program tomorrow. Make the most of your time. Bye-bye now.